So what is a wing cut? A wing cut is cutting the wood with the wing of the gouge. So when I'm doing a wing cut, I'm using the wing of the gouge, not the tip of it. So when you're doing this cut, you want the wing to be at about a 45-degree angle to the wood as you're cutting. So I'll show you. So I'm at about a 45-degree angle. So what you want to do when you make this cut, you want the bevel here to be flush with the wood, and then you make the cut. You want to keep it at a 45-degree angle to the wood. So that gives you a nice smooth finish. It's similar to using a skew. So when you're making this cut, you want the wing to be 45 degrees. So you're cutting like this. Now, as you're cutting, if you turn the tool, the angle of the wing is more than 45 degrees. And what happens is, if you do that, it's more aggressive of a cut. And what will happen is if you go too much, you're going to be using too much of the wing, and what will happen is more than likely you'll get a catch. So now I can avoid that because I kind of know how to use the tool. But if you're trying to make this cut and you have the angle too much, what's going to happen is you're going to cut more of the wood with the wing. The more wing you use, the more aggressive the cut is. So what's going to happen? One of two things will happen. If you have a small lathe with like less than 1 horsepower motor, what's going to happen is the lathe is just going to stop turning. The other thing that's going to happen is if you do that and you're not experienced with the way the tool works, is you're going to get a catch. So what's going to happen is if you're cutting with more of the wing and you're not experienced with how it's going to react, what will happen is you'll be cutting along and you'll use too much of the wing, and it's going to grab the tool and it's going to spin, and you're going to get a catch. If you're experienced with the tool and you know that that's going to happen, but you try it anyway, what will happen is you'll actually stop the lathe from turning, and I'll demonstrate that. So now I'm using more of the wing, and I know that it's going to catch, so I'm going to hold the tools more aggressively so that it won't catch, but what it will do is it'll stop the lathe from turning. Okay, well, I have to tell you that I'm impressed. I really expected my lathe to stop spinning, but it didn't. So I guess I have more power than I thought on the motor. I know the motor is a 3/4 horsepower, and on my other lathe, the yellow lathe that you saw me use, if I would have done that, it would have stopped turning. So I'm actually impressed that I was able to do that without stopping the lathe. But under normal circumstances, if you do that, if you get more aggressive with the wing, it will stop the lathe from turning. So I just learned something today about my lathe, that I have more power than I thought I did. So anyway, if you have any questions on my demonstration and what I did, another thing, just before I go, when you're cutting with the wing and you're cutting at about a 45-degree angle, it's really similar to using a skew. And when you do this and you get the right angle, it actually it leaves a really smooth surface. This surface isn't really smooth because I got aggressive on that last cut. But if I went 45 degrees and I kept the bevel, the back part, the bevel back here, on the wood, and made that cut at a 45-degree angle, you're going to get a really smooth finish, because it's basically like cutting with a skew. And what you're doing is when you use that angle and you keep the bevel on the wood, you're slicing the wood rather than cutting the wood. And I don't know that I'm explaining that properly, but basically you're shaving the wood rather than cutting into it, I guess is the best way to say that. And when you do that, shaving the wood like you would do like this, you're kind of peeling it off rather than cutting into it, so you end up getting a lot smoother surface. And that's the reason that I do that. I do that because of the finish that I get from that cut, but also when I started wood turning, I'm left-handed. So I was trying to turn right-handed because that was everything that I saw when I was trying to learn, and it wasn't working for me. I am totally not articulated with my right hand, so I just couldn't get it. I mean, I could get kind of close, but I just couldn't get a good finish with trying to turn right-handed. So basically what happened was, because I'm left-handed, I learned techniques being left-handed that worked for me, and they're not traditional type of wood turning, I guess is the best way to say that. So the techniques I use are unique in the fact that they work best for me being left-handed, and they're not traditional ways of turning. And so I kind of learned my own techniques on how I do all of this. And another thing that I want to say is I I'm a minimalist, I guess you could say, to an extent. And so my theory on this whole thing is trying to do this wood turning with as few tools as possible. And that works for me for the less tools I have, the less I have to sharpen. And the way I have my sharpening set up, which I showed you in a previous video, is I can sharpen all my tools without readjusting any settings on anything. Everything is preset. It's all done, and all I have to do is sharpen each tool that I use, and it makes the sharpening process super simple. There's really no learning curve once you get it set up the way that I have it. And that was one of the things that I wanted to do. So let me know if you have any questions. I'm glad to answer any questions that you have. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.